Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardsisdone.com and welcome to another card making video tutorial. In today's video, I'll be using a stencil to create a very realistic background, and I'll also show you how to use the flower border die from Fawn in a very fun way. Before we get started, I have some good news for my fellow card makers from Europe, because I recently discovered a new to me online crafting shop called Cloud9 Crafts. They are based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and they also carry some of our favorite US brands, including Fawn and My Favorite Things. Here are some pictures of my order. You may have already seen this picture on my Instagram account. I just love how adorable that packaging is. It's definitely happy mail. By the way, I also have a quick tip for you. If you're outside Belgium or the Netherlands and you don't speak Dutch, then I recommend to open the website up in Google Chrome so you can translate it to your language. When I first discovered Cloud9 Crafts, I reached out to the owner Yuki to see if there's any way that we could collaborate together. We decided it would be fun to do an Instagram giveaway for a chance to win a €25 gift voucher to Cloud9 Crafts. For more information, make sure to check out my Instagram post. I have a link to that in the video description below. A big thank you to Cloud9 Crafts for sponsoring today's video and giveaway. Without further ado, let's get started on this card. I started out with a piece of white Nina cardstock that I cut to 4¼ inch by 5½. I added some color using the Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink pad, and next I am using the mini cloud edges stencil from My Favorite Things to create some very realistic clouds. As you can see, I'm kind of switching that stencil around just to create different clouds on this piece of paper. It's a really fun way to create these clouds and they just look so realistic. For the grass, I am covering up a scrap piece of white cardstock with the Mowed Lawn Distress Oxide ink pad. And next, I die cut a rectangle using the large stitched rectangle die cut set from Fawn out of my cloud piece. I also die cut it out of the green cardstock, so I would have the stitched edges, and then I'm using the flower border die from Fawn to create a fun flower border. I die cut this flower border once more. This time I cut it out of Nina white cardstock, and I am coloring these little flowers using Copic markers. For the pink flowers, I'm using RV11. Next, for the red flower, I'm using R24. Next, I'm coloring an orange flower using a YR16 Copic sketch marker. And then for the yellow flower, I am using Y18. As you can see, the color palette for this card is definitely rainbow inspired. For my blue flower, I am using BG32, which is one of my favorite Copic markers out there. And finally, for the purple flower, I'm using V15. This is the original flower border die from Fawn that I purchased a couple of years ago. And this one doesn't come with extra dies for the flowers, so I have to cut these out myself, which is no problem at all, of course. But I just wanted to mention that because there's a newer version of this die cut available, which is the exact same design, but instead of a curved border, it's just a straight border, and it comes with two little dies, so you can die cut the flowers either out of colored cardstock or just out of white cardstock, and then you could color them afterwards. Anyway, so after cutting these flowers out, I am adhering them to the green pieces using my Tonic Nuvo Smooth Precision Glue Pen and my tweezers. Next, it's time to stamp some of these adorable images from the Butterfly Kisses stamp set from Fawn. I'm stamping these onto some white cardstock using Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I'll be coloring these with Copic sketch markers. For the red butterfly, I'm using R29, R24, and R22. For the grass, I'm using YG17 and YG23, And as you can see, I also colored a pool colored butterfly and a yellow butterfly. I'm not showing you how I colored those since I didn't end up using them. But I'm actually planning on doing a really fun video purely on Copic coloring very soon. I'm not sure when, but I plan on doing it in the near future. For this fox, I'm using YR27, YR24, and YR21. I'm also using E000 to add a little bit of blush to those cheeks, and I'm using an NO marker along with the colorless blender to add a little bit of shading to those white areas. For the nets, I'm using those same shades of red, and then I'll be coloring this entire net using a BG10 Copic marker since the net is see-through, so it's the same color as the sky. So that's why I decided to use that BG10 marker since it matches beautifully with the Tumbled Glass Distress ink. I'm using the coordinating dies to cut out these images, and then I ran them through my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. I like to use some washi tape or low tack tape to hold down these dies while I run them through the machine. I'm using my ATG from Scotch along with the Smooth Precision Glue Pen from Tonic to adhere my flower border piece to the beautiful cloud pattern. So since I die cut that piece of green cardstock using that large stitched rectangle die set first, it matches the cloud rectangle perfectly. It's time to create a sentiment for this card. Today I decided to die cut one of the banners from the fancy Wavy banners die cut set from Fawn out of some vellum cardstock. I'm going to prep this paper with some kitchen flour to remove any static cling since I'll be doing some heat embossing. I'm stamping a sentiment from the Wavy Sing stamp set from Fawn with my Wow Ultra Sticky ink pads. And just wanted to let you know that you can also use baby powder or a powder tool or this little powder bag to prep your cardstock before heat embossing. I'm sprinkling on some white embossing powder, and then I am melting this powder, or I'm using my heat tool until this powder is completely melted. I'm assembling my card using some foam adhesive. I'm adhering all of these little critters and flowers and butterflies onto my cardstock using some foam squares. You didn't see me coloring these little flowers. They are also from the Butterfly Kisses stamp set from Fawn, and I colored them using the same markers that I used to color the butterflies. Also using my Tonic Nuvo Smooth Precision Glue Pen to adhere these flowers, and then I still had to color the little butterfly inside the net. I'm using Y19, Y18, and Y13 to color that adorable little butterfly. I decided to color that until the very end so I could see perfectly which color I wanted to use for that. To adhere this banner, I am using, again, my Tonic Nuvo Smooth Precision Glue Pen, just adding a couple of dots of glue on there, and then I am making sure to press that down so it can dry completely flat. And you don't have to worry about the glue showing through the vellum because this adhesive dries clear. I am going to adhere my finished piece on a piece of pattern paper. I decided to use the Spring Fling Petite paper pack from Fawn today since it matches beautifully with those stamps from the Butterfly Kisses stamp set. I cut this piece of pattern paper to 3 3/8 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch, or 8.7 centimeter by 12.3 centimeter. And then the finished card that I cut out of some taffy cardstock from Basil measures 5 inch by 3 3/4 of an inch, or 13 centimeter by 9.5 centimeter. To finish off this card, I'm adding some sparkle using a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, as well as a glossy coat of Tonic Nuvo Crystal Glaze. So there you go, that finishes up my card. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to receive notifications whenever I upload a new video. Also check out my Instagram profile for more information about the giveaway. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye!